What's going on YouTube? It's Kevin and Mikkel. We are back with a new video. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I had an excellent weekend. It was wrestling. Try to slide down some more a little bit. Just a little bit. I can edit it that way. Yeah. I had me in that. You alright?
No, because I'm looking to see why it looked like. Oh, you know why it does that?
It's not as wide.
What is it? Yes, it is. You actually have more on your side, but the camera is pointing more your way. That's why.
I think it's a wide angle, but I'm gonna just crop it. I'm gonna crop around it.
Okay.
I hope you guys had a good weekend. I had a great weekend. I had the weekend off. You know, it was WrestleMania weekend. I had time to watch WrestleMania with my friends. This is our first time together watching WrestleMania in 2 years. Because last year we couldn't go nowhere during the pandemic,
and it wasn't one. Was it?
It happened, but it was on a closed set, so they didn't have fans or anything like that. So this year they had fans, 25,000 people in attendance for each night, so on Saturday night and Sunday night. I think I like night one better than night two, but it was still just fun to see fans there, to hear their reactions. Just like their real reactions and not piped in sounds and stuff like that. So it was just good, and I can't wait to see it happen more in the future. I know they're not scheduled to have any more fans at shows for a while, but it was just good. And my friend Daryl, his birthday was yesterday, which when we was watching on Saturday night, it turned into his birthday. So we just had a good time, and, you know, drinking, dancing. You know, I really wasn't dancing, but we just had fun.
Trust me, I know.
Don't do it. Also, over the weekend, we released a new podcast. I told y'all we was back on the podcast. So if y'all did not listen to that podcast, please make sure you listen to the podcast, because I asked a certain question on that podcast, and I want to hear you guys' response to it via email. I don't want anybody to like DM me, because I don't want to look at your pictures and stuff. Like, just send me an email and tell me what you thought about what we discussed in the podcast. Again, you can listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Also, Mikkel and I did a Saturday morning interview with Lonnie Bee. And it wasn't really an interview. It was more of us talking and, you know, I think stuff that we haven't talked about in a while or in a long time, or how we felt. It was good to get that out. And I felt like I was in a safe place to discuss it. Mm-hmm. I felt good getting stuff that I haven't talked about off my chest. And I had no regrets about it afterwards. I didn't care if anybody said, oh, well, you shouldn't have said that, or why you do that. And I didn't care. It's my story, and I'm going to tell it. It's no lies. So I felt comfortable sharing it. And we had fun. We talked for over, an hour and a half? Right, we talked over an hour and a half. If you missed it, the video is on YouTube. You can head on over to Lonnie Bee's YouTube channel. It's I Am Lonnie Bee, and you will see our name there. Or I put a link inside the more info box or in the comments, so that way you guys can check it out and show us some love and just learn some things that you probably haven't learned before. Because we did share some information that we never discussed before on the conversation with Lonnie B. As we all know, you know, we discussed it briefly on on last Monday, and on Thursday we was just hoping we didn't have to say this bad news, but rapper DMX passed away on Friday. You know, when you hear about somebody being in a vegetative state, you know that it's all over, and you're just waiting for the family to try to get everybody to come in if they can, and to say their goodbyes. But Friday, you know, still it just hit people. His death hit people. It didn't hit me until Saturday morning. But, you know, to see all the love that he had, you know, I don't think that any of the love that was shown to DMX was clout. Like he's somebody that nobody wasn't thinking about.
Yeah. No.
Like the game tried to put out like excuse me. I'm trying to understand why the game even thought to even post that, because everybody showed DMX love. I don't know anybody that be hating on DMX that didn't like DMX. Like I don't
wanted
know
him
nobody
to really win and
yes.
wanted him to, get well.
Yeah, and he had his issues. You know, he's probably had more issues than anybody else. But one thing, throughout all his struggles, he never forgot about God. He always had a message in his music about God. And, you know, he couldn't get... I don't want to say he didn't get what he really wanted. But, you know, now he's at peace. But that man really struggled through his life. Through drugs, being in and out of jail, through his own personal issues, probably stuff we never learned about. The relationship with his children, the relationship with his ex-wife, and so much he's been through.
She put out a beautiful...
yes. And I love her Instagram, because it's just...
Oh, I didn't see it.
I mean, her Instagram is just basically, like, it's spiritual. I went to her son's Instagram. It's spiritual. And when you think about all the stuff that DMX rapped about, like, he really loved God. He really did. And you don't really see that from rappers. You know, and I've seen people who shared their little moments that they had with DMX. Not famous people, just people who DMX just took time out to talk to. Those stories touched me. But on Saturday, like my heart really felt some type of way, because I kept seeing the pictures of him and Aaliyah. And, you know, I keep thinking, like, you know, nobody would have thought 20 years later that they both wouldn't be here anymore. You know, with the movies they did, the songs they did together. You just, you know, it's sad. It's sad. But one thing is, it teaches you to cherish life. You never know how long you're going to be here. But he lived. He fucking lived. Whether it was good or bad, ups, downs, he lived. And he knew he had a purpose. And he touched people along the way, even though he struggled to. I know his memorial or his funeral, his homegoing is going to be good. And I hope we get a chance to watch it. I hope we get to see the stories of others. You know, they share their stories, or the celebrities' friends share their stories of what he shared with them and the moments they shared together. I seen that he was recently at what's the singer that was on Fix My Life? Who won?
Leandria.
Yes, I seen that video, and that was just a whole moment. Like, that's something they'll share forever, because they didn't know, like, okay, this is the last time we'll see him. Anything you want to share on it?
Listen, I love the fact that he was unapologetically a believer in Christ, and he just not only did he tell you, but he showed you that he loved the Lord, and he is going to be missed. It was sad to hear that he passed. It was really sad to hear that he passed, but it's good to know that he's no longer suffering. He's no longer suffering with drugs, addiction. He's no longer suffering. You know, his soul is now resting, and that's a good thing. I know his family's going to miss him, because his fans are going to miss him. You know, so I know his family's going to miss him. His I don't know if he was currently married, but his family, his children, they're going to miss him. And I think the way you think, hopefully they do show, you know, any type of service that they have, or hopefully they do televise it so everybody can be a part of it, because he really was. He was a part of our childhood. You know, he was a part of our childhood, and then we were able to see him 4 or 5 years ago here in Philly when he came as a surprise guest at the Bad Boys reunion tour.
Yes.
and he came out, and it felt like the whole roof of that arena was going to come down. Because I mean, the crowd just went crazy.
Absolutely crazy.
Because nobody knew that he was coming, and then when he came out, it was like, and it was the whole time he was on stage, like, oh my God, this is DMX on stage.
It was a party, like, oh my God.
And I'm happy for that one brief moment that I actually can say I saw him in person. Mm-hmm. I'm happy that I got to say that before he passed. You know, I wish I could have said that with Michael and Whitney, but unfortunately I wasn't able to say that. But at least I get to say that with DMX. I got to see a legend before he passed. You know, so I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy for that brief moment that he was on that stage in front of us. I will always cherish that because it's like you'll never get another DMX. You'll never get another DMX. You'll never get anyone. First of all, you never even got anybody close to DMX while he was still here. Like, you never even got anybody close to him. So yeah, he's definitely truly going to be missed. Truly going to be missed. One of a kind artist, one of a kind, just all around, just one of a kind. One of a kind.
So rest in peace, DMX, and yeah, we're gonna move on. I hope, and you know what? It's a shame that his family had to come out and say, yeah, if anybody is putting out GoFundMe's, don't donate.
Oh no, I didn't know that was happening.
Yes. So they like he's well, like everything is fine. Jesus on that end. So leave that alone. But we seen Black Rob. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't have known that was Black Rob if I seen, you know. It makes you think about like who are your real friends in this industry. Like people who are in positions that can help you, and when you see people like as deteriorated as he is, it just makes you think where are his real friends and family? Where are they? Family is number one, but the people that also help put you in that position, too, you know, they should be willing to help. Now, I don't know if he burnt any bridges, but to see him in that hospital bed like that, trying to talk about DMX, it just made me sad to see. Someone created a GoFundMe for him, and it had $16,000.
Did they talk about what he was sick from or no?
Like furthermore, they were saying like his kidneys has been failing him and things like that. And then it led to more of a conversation where people talked about how the music industry should have health care for their artists. And that's something that I never thought about. You would think that if they're in this industry, that they would have the best type of health care, or they could pay for their best health care.
Well, who said he didn't have health care?
They were just saying this a conversation. Uh-huh. Well, he definitely probably doesn't because they're raising the money for him and he's homeless.
Oh wow! I didn't know all of that about that he was homeless.
Right. So like, it's a lot, but I do feel people should be smart with their money.
Uh-huh. I didn't know that.
Yeah. But they're saying like there should be some type of health insurance that's in people contracts. I'm not opposed to that. I think people should be smart with their money, and we all need health care. We all need to have it. And the one thing I hate about healthcare is so fucking expensive. I just hate it. Like they make it seem like healthcare is so. You know, yeah, we need it. But they make it seem like it's so cheap. It's not cheap. Right. Yeah, affordable. It's not affordable. Like when you paying $3 something, okay, you got taxes. I mean, you got somebody helping, the government helping you in some parts, but it's still not cheap. It's not cheap. And now, you know, to be working again, to have insurance, I'm happy to have it, you know, and I'm not paying as much as I would have been paying monthly for health care. I don't have to worry about that anymore. Or having to pay to go to the doctor because I didn't have insurance. Then when I had Obamacare, I just was like, this shit is expensive. I'm not. I'm just not. I'm just not.
So Obama was lying too.
It's not affordable. It's not. It's not affordable.
So it wasn't what it wasn't what it was all cracked up.
No, it's not. And then they had the nerve to charge you $600 if you chose not to take Obamacare. Bitch.
You know, what's the name? One person who really was an outspoken critic of Obamacare was Diggy.
Mm-hmm.
Diggy, I think Diggy also had it too. And Diggy was just like, wait a minute. Diggy was saying the same thing you were saying, like, wait a minute now, Obama.
It's not.
Wait a fucking minute.
It's not affordable.
It's not affordable, and it's not what you are putting it out there to be. Yes, it's good to have health care, but you're trying to make it seem like...
And it just... I had ended up dropping it and everything because I was just like, no, I don't want this. But I have something now. And now my thing is, okay, now that I have this new health insurance, I'm trying to find a doctor who I can talk to, like a grief counselor. But it's like, you know what I don't like? You see all these fucking names, and I'm just like, can I see a picture? Like, I wanna see who this person is, because I know I'm definitely going to do, it's not going to be in person. It's going to be, I want to do virtual.
Mm-hmm.
But I want them, I know for sure I want them to be black or someone of color.
Mm-hmm.
Because they will understand, because I don't want to speak to anybody who doesn't understand. Mm-hmm. And I got to break shit down for them. I don't want to do that, but definitely I want to do the grief counseling. Because I don't feel like I have really, like, I grieved, but not too much. Mm-hmm. And I need someone to talk to about it. But this Obamacare stuff, this ain't it. I mean, some people need to have insurance because they need to have it, but it's not affordable. And I hope that the industry do try to do something with their artists, or, you know, come up with some type of plan. If you're a part of the label for a certain amount of years, we'll cover you for X amount of years. Somewhere where health insurance is taken care of for artists. Because I know NBA has it, NFL has it. Why don't the music industry have it? I'm not the best person to talk about it, but I do feel like something needs to be done somewhere, and it can happen somewhere. Now we got to talk about stuff we really haven't talked about in a while, and that's police. There's a guy in Minnesota killed not too far from where George Floyd was killed in Minnesota. They said about 10 miles away. His name is Daunte Wright. He was 20 years old. He was pulled over for expired tags, and then when they ran his name through the system, they discovered that he had a warrant out for his arrest for failure to appear in court. They say he got out the car, he tried to get back into the car. He struggled with the police officers. The female officer fired taser, and it was her gun, and she shot him. And when she realized he shot him, his car was going down the road. And it went several blocks until he crashed into another car. And when they got to him, he was already gone. Mistakes like this cannot happen.
No.
And they did release the video, but this is a life. And she's a veteran. How she doesn't know her gun from her taser is beyond me. I don't like guns. I don't like none of that stuff. But if I'm going to be in that profession, I would know which one I have in my hand. It wasn't that he wasn't a threat to y'all. All he was trying to do is get away. How do you not know a taser from a gun? I don't get it. He's only 20 years old. Now he's no longer living because of the mistake of an officer. And this is not the first time we had a situation like this. No. Remember that time that white man went along for a ride along, and he thought he had the taser, and he accidentally shot that man in the back while he was already handcuffed?
No. What story is this?
This was years ago, Miguel. No, oh my God. Mm-hmm. This was years ago.
I remember that.
I think we talked about it.
I remember that lady walking in that man's house, claiming she thought it was her apartment, and shot the guy in his apartment in Texas. And that was about 2-3 years ago. And I remember that.
Yes. Yep.
And whatever happened to her?
Listen, I don't know.
Did she go to jail?
I don't even know, Mikhail. It just...
That case just disappeared.
Yes.
Because she was in trial.
Once the family said that they forgive, I think that's when people was like, you know, we don't want nothing to do with it no more. And the judge forgave, and she was a black judge. You know, people wasn't really trying to hear that. Yeah. They weren't trying to hear that. Somebody gave me a Bible because I needed a Bible. I think I got everything except for a Bible.
Ain't no good to have it if you ain't gonna read it.
Yeah, I am gonna read it. But it's open right to you.
Yeah, I was, that was a tricky, what's her name, because a lot of people, like you said, they did come down on the family a lot. And I just was like, listen, a lot of people need to heal for themselves.
Right.
So the family forgiving that woman, while a lot of us probably wouldn't have done it and couldn't see ourselves doing it, that wasn't our place to say that they were wrong, because some people don't want to go through life hating people, and if that's what was going to get them to start the healing process of forgiving her, then that's what they needed. We were just outsiders looking in. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people were criticizing the family, but I was like, listen, that's a powerful thing to say you forgive somebody for killing your loved one. Look, same thing with your nephew. It took y'all a long time, but eventually y'all were able to heal enough where y'all said, because I think you said at one point you were like, you think that the guy should be out of jail because he was young.
It wasn't even just out of jail. I just forgave him. You
forgave him, right? And some people probably still wouldn't forgive the person who killed their person. You
cannot hold on to that forever. You really can't.
No. Similar thing happened to my cousin. He got killed Thanksgiving night 2007, and his father's my uncle. And I remember 2 years ago when another cousin of mine passed away on the motorcycle. We were all at my cousin's house talking, and my uncle and his wife, they were there, and we, the conversation came up about their son who was killed some years ago. And even though my cousin in 2019 who died, he wasn't killed. He was, not by a person. He was killed on a motorcycle. But they started talking about their son, and they were just saying how when it came time, I guess when it comes time for the person to be paroled or something like that, they contact the family. And my uncle and his wife were basically saying that in the beginning, they were just like, keep his ass in jail. But then, as time went on, they were like, listen, listen, they both were young. We have grown past that spiritually. We've forgiven the guy. Hating him forever is not going to bring our son back. Let's give this guy, who are we to be Christians, and say we're not going to give him a second chance.
Right.
So, that's what they did. And I know one of my cousins who was there with us, she was saying, well, I don't know if I'd be able to do that if somebody took my son. And, they were just basically saying, it's not for you to understand.
Right.
Us forgiving our son's killer is not for you to understand. We had to do that for ourselves, And, and I said this even then when it came to the guy's family forgiving that officer that shot him in his apartment. I said this when we talked about it, that, when people forgive people, it's for them. It's not for you on the outside to understand. It's for them to have peace within themselves. You can easily say, oh, I wouldn't have did that. Well, you don't know what you would do at that time and in that moment. Just like when Hillary Clinton she kept Bill Clinton around. And a lot of people back then were like, oh, I wouldn't stay. I would. But you're not. You don't know until you're in that situation. And at the time, her and Bill Clinton had been married for over 20 years, and it was like,
who wants to be old and starting over?
Right. Nobody. So you better cuss his ass out, whoop his ass, forgive him, and then move on. Luckily, he ain't no baby on you. That was my love.
Remember they kept trying to say that guy was Bill Clinton's son, Joe? Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
didn't nobody take a DNA test, did they?
I don't think so. But I told him he could automatically take a DNA test, and if he would go on Ancestry, all you gotta do is type in Clinton and see how many people come up with the last name Clinton. Then you have a case. So that might have been some bullshit because we never heard nothing about it after all these years. Yeah. And I think it was probably to make Hillary look bad because this all happened during her time when she was running for president. Mm-hmm. So we got that case, and people tearing up the city.
Who said in Minnesota, right?
Yes, tearing up Minnesota. And then the judge, the lawyer for the officer Derek Chauvin who killed George Floyd is trying to get the jury sequestered so they don't see what's going on in the media and the news about what happened. Because he think it might have an impact.
No, it's not good. Let me tell you something. There's nothing that this... Trust me. My mind is made up.
Right. He did it.
I watched a little bit of the trial this morning. And I was watching, and they had, I think, a cardiologist on there talking about it. And I was just like, yeah. He's basically telling us, no, these motherfuckers are trying to say he had a heart attack, but he didn't have a heart attack. Right. There was no signs of him having a heart attack. No, he died from couldn't breathe. Didn't have no oxygen. Yeah. There was no heart attack. They're trying to make it seem like he had a heart attack. It's like, no. There was no signs.
Yeah. If that knee to the neck never would have happened, he would still be alive.
He'd still be here.
Right. But you know what? If George Floyd was claustrophobic, he would have to be claustrophobic in that damn car. There was no need. Once y'all had him in there was no need to pull him out. All he had to
Who said that he was claustrophobic?
He did.
Oh, George Floyd said it?
Yeah. He said he was claustrophobic. Fuck that. He done been in jail all these other times. He's claustrophobic.
How'd he get there? Right.
Yeah.
In a car. Please no.
Yes. So, if he called, you're going to be claustrophobic tonight. Yes. I forgot all about that. Why would you bring that up? I'm sorry. So mad you brought that up.
Sorry. When I seen it, I was like, oh my God.
I forgot all about that. Like, I might have to Google that. You know what? Let me. I'm so mad he brought that up. Then we had the video of a lieutenant from Lieutenant Nazario.
Wait, Rosario?
Nazario.
Oh, I was about to say, isn't that from what? Law and Order, Rosario?
Yeah.
It's one of them Law and Order shows.
No. Oh. So he was in Virginia, and I believe it was Virginia. I'm sorry if I got one of the southern states wrong. But I believe it was Virginia, and the cops tried to pull him over. He had bought a brand new little truck or car or whatever, and his car didn't have tags, but he did have temporary licensing in the window. But that's why they was pulling him over. I guess they got mad because he didn't stop when they wanted him to stop. He said that the roads were too dark and he wasn't going to stop, and he went to a well-lit area at a gas station. He refused to get out the car because of the way he was being talked to, and they had guns drawn, and he was afraid. And, this encounter went on for a while. One of the officers kept yelling and yelling and yelling, and I was just getting so upset watching this video. And this happened back in December, but the video now is just getting out. And the cop ended up pepper spraying him because he wouldn't get out the car. He had his hands out the window. First of all, y'all giving him, what you call it, when you give him opposite instructions. Y'all not on point. Y'all not on cue with it. So y'all tell him to put your hands out, but then let me give me the license registration. So now he got a reason to reach into the car. Mm-hmm. So that gives you a reason, since you got your guns drawn. Oh, I thought he had a gun. Then you shoot him up. He had his video on. The cops got their body cameras on. It just showed you that body camera, no body camera, these cops going to be them. They're going to be fucking assholes. They're not going to talk to people right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they are backed by each other. Right. It's just horrible.
They're backed by the union. They're backed by the department. It's so unfortunate, and I get it. Where they probably stopped him at, it probably wasn't a well-lit road. So I get it. I don't want to be stopped right here at this road, because I don't know what the fuck may happen. There's no lights, there's no cameras, there's no nothing. So, to me, he did the right thing. He went to the gas station. All right, I'll get... But, yeah, I watched the video, and I could not believe it. And you know what's so crazy? What's so crazy? These white folks yell and scream about, protect our troops and the troops and the troops and the troops. Don't. You're kneeling for the flag. You're disrespecting the flag you're disrespecting the flag and the troops if you kneel. But I hear not one of them, Fox News, none of them come out in support of this troop. Mm-hmm. Of this lieutenant.
Come on, tell it.
Getting pulled over and pepper sprayed and disrespected by law enforcement. I'm glad that officer was fired.
Mm-hmm. But that's not enough.
Yeah, it's not enough. But see, he's suing, and I think he's going to win. I think he's going to win. He's going to win. But now they're trying to figure out what they're going to do with the second officer. And the second officer, but you know what? I feel like the second officer was a little scared.
Yeah, he should have said something.
You could see in the video that he was a little.
He's like,
he knew what was going on.
Just comply, please comply.
Yeah, because he knew what was. He knew it wasn't right with his. But it's always that one coworker that fucks it up for everybody.
Right. Mm-hmm. He should have said something.
He should have said something like, "Chill, I got it. Chill."
Right.
But by the time you pepper spray me, I don't want to comply now.
Yeah.
Because now I can't sit.
And his dog is in the car, and he told you he had a dog in the car, and the dog in the back choking.
After losing my dog almost 2 months ago, I'd have fucked somebody else.
I'm glad you
pepper spray my fucking dog.
I'm glad that wasn't you then.
Fuck me. I'm going to fuck you up because my dog is choking. Fuck you think
He's like, I'm afraid to get out. He's like, well, yeah, well, you should be. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
You see how they talk to you?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And he's a troop that they claim, oh, we got to protect the troops. Oh, don't disrespect the troops and the flag.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You would think that they would have been much more nicer because I know they had to see what he had on him.
No, they don't give a fuck about that. But then anybody
can probably because he was black.
But not only that, Kevin, anybody can buy an orange fatigue outfit.
Well, yeah, but he's I'm a lieutenant.
Yeah, but they don't care.
I'm currently serving.
Those white people don't care if you are a cop or a troop. They don't care. They don't care if you're a politician. They don't care if you're a historian. They don't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. Look what they did to President Obama and Michelle Obama when they were sending around them monkey emails. These white people don't care. They want you to think that they care. They don't care. Shut up, Mikhail, because I'm about to say something.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, shut up. Yeah, I feel the spirit of foul mouth coming. Yeah. So just shut up.
Yeah, it just makes you mad to talk about these stories, but
because they don't care.
Stories had to be talked about because this is happening right now.
They don't give a fuck.
And then we got this not the George Floyd trial, but we have Derek Chauvin on trial for killing George Floyd. And can you imagine now? They're saying, the judge is saying, next week y'all can expect closing arguments. So can you imagine, maybe in 2-3 weeks, once they done settled everything, if this jury says, if it's a hung jury,
it better not be no hung jury.
This country is gonna go crazy again. You thought last May was crazy, last May in June. It's gonna get worse.
And guess what? I might just join them this time.
But I'm gonna tell y'all,
I might just join. I don't mean loot them, but I might just fuck some shit up, okay? Because the fact that this world, not just this country, but the world witnessed someone getting killed on camera by a police officer with his knee on this black man's neck. We witnessed this with our own eyes. And the fact that there was even a trial. Now, I get it. Everybody has I get it. But the fact that we even had to take this to trial when we seen with our own eyes this cop keep his knee on this man's neck for 9 minutes. The fact that this even went to trial is upsetting me and my homegirls. Because there's no way on God's green earth something like this should have even went to trial.
They say he was trying to settle out of court. Not settle out of court, but he tried to do a plea bill, but they wouldn't let him.
Can you imagine if this was 60 years ago and the roles were reversed?
No.
And a black man had his knee on a white man's neck?
Been hung right there and there.
Look what they did to Rodney King on camera. They whooped his ass. What happened to that? Didn't he get money from out of that?
Something, but he passed away.
Oh yeah, I know. He drowned too.
Did he? Yeah.
I think he drowned his. If I'm not mistaken, he drowned in his swimming pool at his house.
They found him face down.
Yeah, that's what usually happens when you drown.
Yeah, but that's what they say. But we don't know what really happened.
He was at home. What else could have happened? Who was there with him?
We don't know.
I don't believe with those type of conspiracy theories because I'm thinking, who's going to wait to 30 years to drown somebody? Come on, nobody's not even think about Rodney King no more. After 37 years.
Let's
not think about him after 30 years. He drowned. A lot of black men can't swim. I'm one of them. You can't swim either.
I can swim. Oh,
You can't even
bitch,
dance.
I can swim.
You can't
I
even
swim
dance.
with sharks, bitch. I can swim.
No, you swim with them sharks in 2219.
No, I swim with sharks. They beyond sharks. They're animals.
Piranhas.
Yes.
What's the thing?
What I could get.
No,
what I could get. Look what I could get. How dare you?
How dare you? Well, what can I get from the deal? Nothing, because your name wasn't on none of the paper.
You know I got a picture today of that backyard. That backyard is cleaned out.
Who did it?
My sister.
Oh, she did?
She had that stuff. Remember I told you?
She ain't playing no games. I went in that bathroom. That bathroom was spot.
Everything that was back there. You need to throw them weights away. And what's these chairs still there for?
Yeah, they need to go.
All of that can
needs to
go. Yeah.
All of it.
I remember my mom put this stuff up on the gate. This like when we first moved in there.
What stuff? The green stuff?
Because they ain't want nobody hopping over the fence trying to get into our backyard. So they put the little slippery thing there. And you know, her and Keith did it. But Keith was more mainly like the one, I don't want nobody in here. The doors need to be locked. You know, oh my God, don't let the door be unlocked. Oh.
Well, I agree with him on that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, bitch. Because you went to the Chinese store.
You had to lock the door.
No, but if you just went and be like, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
And he come down and see that door unlocked. Oh, my
that's how my dad was when we were growing up. My dad didn't play that either. You know why? Because people will walk in your house. Mm-hmm. People will rob you. You have to lock your doors. That's why I hate when people say, oh, I live in a certain neighborhood. I wouldn't expect that to happen. Right. Are you kidding me? People rob you in any fucking neighborhood. Look how they do these celebrities. I've been trying to figure out what kind of security system they have.
Period.
Okay.
Period.
I mean, a lot of them don't have good security systems at all.
And then you just come in there, get what you want, or they robbing this, or they robbing your security. They holding your security up at gunpoint. How, Sway? How? But it happens.
I'm a firm believer in locking your doors. I don't play that. I don't play that because anybody can just walk in your house and it can just happen. Just like somebody can walk in your house and then you come back from the store and they be sitting there waiting for you to come the fuck in there. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, I don't play that.
And not to keep pushing the story on race, but this family down in Roswell, Georgia, which is a suburb in Atlanta. You know how they watch their kids through the camera, video camera, or whatever. They children at this suburban daycare. The father seen that the white kids had their food sitting at the table, and the black kids still sitting there waiting to eat until after the white kids are finished. Oh, you know he screen capped that, and he went off, and then the people that sponsored the daycare, or who was the owners of the daycare, whatever they had their name on it, or they got rid of their names, so they dropped them, and then they try to come up with all these different excuses on what happened. There is no reason why children gotta eat at different times than other people when you're all in the same motherfucking daycare. When one eat, we all eat. And
what was that? Did the daycare ever explain what that was about? I mean, we know.
They try to come up with.
But what was that?
But don't say
we'll do better. What are you talking about?
What the fuck? You gonna make the black kids wait to eat?
They couldn't even explain what that was about.
And then all the talk about cancel culture. Cancel culture, my ass. Y'all got caught in plain sight. Y'all wasn't even hiding it, making it. Y'all was just doing it.
It's always cancel culture when they get caught. Yeah. It's never accountability culture.
So they talking about,
it's always cancel culture.
About, we got the full video because we wish you just wouldn't. We wish y'all could see the full video. Okay, so Lucy, can we see the full video? Oh no, because that's private. We can't do that. Oh well, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up then. It's not talking about a full video.
Right. This your daycare losing a big name as a sponsor of the daycare, putting their name on y'all daycare, and if the video was so innocent, you would be showing that video. But now, it's a problem. I'm glad for that.
And don't tell them what else they do to them kids when they
how they talk to them. Let alone, you don't even get audio, you get video. You know how, we know how it is. It's just a shame. Like,
wow. I need to see if I can look up the response.
But we don't never treat people like that. We the first ones to say, it's cool or welcoming. Everybody not welcoming like that. I don't know. But yeah, this happened. Just pay attention to where your kids go to daycare, right? This is one of the reasons why remember when she can't be like, I ain't put my son in daycare. I don't trust some people. Like, This is one of the things that make you think about that type of stuff. Like now, your children are experiencing racism, or probably thinking, well, why they get to eat before me?
Right.
Like you don't know what that psychologically does to a child, and to do that at a daycare. I hope y'all paying attention to what's going on at your children's daycare. Are y'all looking at the videos? Are y'all seeing what's going on?
It says the state is opening an investigation into the daycare.
Yeah.
I want to find the daycare's response though. I know the owner.
The kids are kids. They come.
The sponsor. I know the sponsors. Pulled back, but I want to see from the daycare.
Oh, they told the father some dumbass excuse. I don't even remember. It wasn't even worth me regurgitating back to y'all. Like that was some bullshit. That's bullshit. And what's this other stuff? The lady that won't get the money back. If you got $1.2 million deposited into your bank account, Mikhail, would you give the money back? Or would you spend some of the money?
If I got what?
If $1.2 million was deposited into your bank account by accident, would you spend some of that money or would you give it back?
First, I would be scared. Mm-hmm. Because what's going on? Now I'm looking at stuff as a setup. Mm-hmm.
And that probably was a setup to see what you would do.
I'm looking at stuff as a setup. Yeah, I'm looking at stuff as a setup. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, I was spending," but I'm looking at stuff as a setup. We one Instagrammer. This happened to him recently. He accidentally cashed app. I think it was he accidentally cashed app somebody $600, and he said that when he went to reach out to the girl she blocked him and everything. Of course, she's gonna block you because. Nobody's not going to willingly give that money back, especially if they're dishonest. They're not going to willingly give it back. So, yeah, she's going to block you. But for me, I feel like I would need to reach out to my bank. Mm-hmm. Because I don't know what the fuck is going on. And what was it, 2 point or 1.2?
$1.2 million.
$1.2 million is a lot of money that I don't have.
She bought a house.
So if I start spending that money and then the IRS or the government start come looking for me for that money back, how am I going to pay that back? I don't have $1.2 million laying around.
Yeah. And there was an error by a company called Charles Schwab and Company. They were supposed to put money into her account like $80-something.
But instead
some type of error happened. They said $1.2 million.
Can you imagine?
No. My eyes will light up too. I'll probably try to spend some of it.
I know, but see me, Kevin, to be honest with you, I would definitely call my bank. I would call my bank as quick as I could because I need to make sure that this is for me.
Yeah, and she took some of that money and started putting it in different accounts.
Right.
So 75% of the money has been recovered.
So they are after her.
Oh yeah, of course. She lost her job. She was a 911 dispatcher.
Right. See,
they fired her.
Look at the ramifications. Look what happens because you weren't honest. Hell, you could have sent that money back and kept your job, kept your pension, kept all your benefits and all that. Now look, you are now fired and
locked up.
You can't. It doesn't work that way. You can't. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No.
So she's done.
Yeah.
Usher. Now I was mad at Usher for a little bit because I was like, well, why would Usher throw fake money in the club? On the fake money, it talked about his upcoming Vegas residency. But the owner of the club that's in Vegas said that, everybody got fucking paid. So I guess he paid, I don't know, this stripper didn't know she got paid or something.
Oh, so Usher already did what he did with the owner of the club so that the strippers were already paid.
Right.
But apparently, I thought that...
But they were saying that one of the people that worked for Usher was the one like throwing the little fake little bills out, just promoting the residents.
So the money was just, first was promotion.
Right.
Well, somebody should have explained that to the dancers.
Right.
Because...
Well, only one dancer was the one that said something about it. So now either she didn't know or she knew and she didn't think it would blow up as bad as it did. Now, I don't know if I don't know if she's out of a job or not. I don't know. But, at first I was mad at Usher. Everybody joking and stuff like that. Bitch, I didn't even know Usher had a Vegas residency upcoming. So,
What casino?
I don't know.
I'm sure it's going to be good.
Yes, it's Usher.
And he can still sing, so I'm sure it's going to be good. But yeah, that was a little weird too. I mean, it makes sense now why the money had his face on it because it was promotion.
Right.
But at the same time, somebody should have.
I thought that.
You didn't turn it off. Oh, you did. Somebody should have. Yeah, they should have been better. This should have been better explained to the dancers.
Yeah. So we can't get on Usher. I'm not mad at Usher though. So you were saying that not The Rock, Keri Hilson.
Yeah, she did this
interview.
Talking about, the interviewer brought up the whole Beyonce situation with Keri Hilson. And Keri Hilson basically said that, her and Beyonce basically squashed their beef, and Beyonce introduced herself to Keri Hilson, and they had a nice, cordial conversation. And the interviewer asked her, well, could you see yourself working with her in the future or any type of project? And she said, oh, well, I would be open to that, this, and the third, whatever the case may be. But then I said to myself, first of all, her whole response was real,
she was caught off guard.
She was caught off guard, but it was just nonchalant to me, But my whole thing is, I need for Keri Hilson to stop doing one thing, and that is stop saying that you and Beyonce had a beef. You had the beef with Beyonce. Beyonce didn't have no beef with you. Your label and your team concocted a plan, a scheme set up by Todd. Y'all concocted a plan. They concocted a plan, and then they got you, the scapegoat, to be in on the plan. And you went out there and did what you did and called out Beyonce for whatever reason, and then Beyonce responded back the way she responded back, and it didn't go well for you.
How did Beyonce respond?
With Diva. Diva. That song was loosely based on, she was basically, because remember that was the same when Diva came out. Was the same time when Keri Hilson had said, you need to go sit down and have some babies and all that.
Bitch.
Yes, that's how old this song. Yeah, that's how old this song. Yes. But my thing is, for you to say that you and Beyonce had a beef, Beyonce didn't have no beef with you.
Mm-hmm.
Beyonce responded to you with that song, and that was the last time she responded to you. And it didn't go well for you, Keri. It just didn't go well for you at all. And then to say, oh yeah, Beyonce, she introduced herself. Yeah, well, I mean, hello? It just...
Well, maybe, we don't know what private conversation they had.
It sounds like from Keri that they only had one conversation, which was when Beyonce introduced herself.
But why would Beyonce don't even have girlfriends like that?
Yeah, and she don't need to talk to Keri Hilson. Girl, you started with me. I didn't start with you. I don't need to have no sit downs with you. You called me out and told me I need to go somewhere, sit down, and have a baby. I'm washed up. That's basically what you were saying. And I was just getting the fuck started. And then you gonna sit there and tell that girl, oh yeah, because our beef. Don't say that we had a beef. I didn't have a beef with you.
Damn, oh shit.
You had a beef with me.
Was Keri out in 2008? Okay, I know she was a songwriter.
Remember a woman, remember Pretty Girl Rocks and all that? Yes, those songs was out. Yes.
I thought that was 2010. Yeah, but I mean, damn. Alright.
I don't know when those songs came. But she was definitely out.
I'm sitting here bitch, I'm beat old.
When Keri came out with that song, we all knew she was talking about Beyonce.
Yeah.
Everybody knew that.
Yeah. Because she damn sure wasn't talking about Sierra, but
no.
She was beefing with Sierra too, remember?
She was beefing with everybody who she shouldn't have been beefing with.
But she was writing for everybody too. So I mean, girl, that's your bread and butter. Right. You don't fuck up your bridge. You're a good songwriter. You in the clutch and everything. Y'all were good.
Well, I remember about a year or two ago when she came out to explain the whole situation. She said that it was a something that her label and them had put together.
Yeah, I believe.
But I believe her too. But see, you were stupid enough to go along with it. You know what I mean?
Come Beyonce on. Is one of the. Come on now, you can't come at Beyonce. That's
First of all, Beyonce's fans ruined Keri's career. It wasn't even Beyonce. It was Beyonce's fans because they immediately jumped on her ass.
Right. I mean, and
come on. Right.
Because Beyonce don't bother nobody.
Right.
And that we know of. She don't bother nobody though. I'm sure she talks shit about everybody. We all talk shit about everybody.
Yeah, but Beyonce's not going to talk shit about nobody in public. Right. She's not doing that.
And right. She didn't have to. But Beyonce has a way of letting y'all bitches know where y'all stay. And
right.
letting y'all aim.
Right.
But she doesn't say it. She doesn't have
But she's not calling nobody out individually.
right.
You know, she's just making a message like, listen, bitch, I'm still here.
Mm-hmm.
Keri Hilson was calling her out without even saying her name. Like, yeah, you need to go have some... Like, come on. Wow, y'all was that mad over at that label? Y'all was that mad?
Somebody, whoever wrote them lyrics, I'm sure, I don't know. But listen, Keri, baby, Miss Keri.
They set her up.
Like, you had your own thing going on, too. Like, you had your hit song. You did a song with Kanye.
Yep.
Like, you was blowing up.
Yep.
I don't know what happened, but
Yep.
once you came for Beyonce High, and this is when Stan Wars was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the young Beyonce fans don't know what you said, but those girls that's like 20 and up now, oh, bitch, you can forget it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know what you have to do. I don't know, but you just don't do stuff like that. And R&B divas don't beef, not unless you're on a TV show. There's no need for R&B divas to beef. You don't see it. You don't hear about it.
Nobody should be beefing.
Only the old girls throw shade at the young girls.
Right.
That's it. And Aretha was notorious for that. You know, but damn, Keri, I don't know what to say, Keri. I mean, I see you not hungry. You're not starving. You know, you still looking good.
But I'm sure she would rather be in the forefront. Now she's still in the back.
Yeah.
You know, because I think that, we all know that she was a songwriter and a good songwriter, but I think she was trying to be out in the forefront as well. But that all changed now. And I think now she's probably permanently in the background. Like, just keep writing because...
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Songwriting is the best thing you could do. Like, that's your money. Like, you could always make money off a song.
Mm-hmm.
Always make money off a song. But, damn, like, I know you want to be famous again, and Keri, you're going to have to do some real deep soul searching. And this can't just be about Beyonce. This got to be about you. Like, what did you do? Why did you say, okay, I'm going to do it because my label said I'm going to get dropped? Like, girl, you Keri Hilson. You was writing songs, doing your thing.
Doing your fucking thing. Yeah, she was definitely doing her thing. It's unfortunate.
That's just like somebody coming at Lady Gaga, like, yeah, I'm going to come in, Gaga. And Gaga fans like, oh, bitch, your career is done now because you doing stupid stuff. There is enough room for everybody at the top. All you got to do is make it there. That platform is so wide and so big.
And the reason why it works so well for somebody like Rihanna, and it has worked well for Rihanna, because Rihanna didn't come out and try to talk down on anybody. When Rihanna came out, Beyonce was like the biggest at that, like at the top. Rihanna didn't come out and throw shade at Beyonce. Yeah, Rihanna stayed in her lane and did her, and Rihanna evolved. Rihanna never threw shade at Beyonce. You know what I mean? It was no need to throw shade at her. I look up to her. I love her. There's no need for me to throw shade at her.
She was signed to Rock Nation.
Yeah. But I mean, it was just no need for her to do it. It was just no need for her to do it. Even if she left Rock Nation, it was just no need for her to do it.
I'm going to tell you one thing.
You let your work speak for yourself. I don't need to throw shade at you.
Remember that time Tia Marie, Rihanna, and Amy Marie? I never would have thought that.
Yep.
Like in 2020.
And Amy Marie at the time was like bigger than them. Yes. Bigger than the three. Bigger, and out of the three of them, Amy Marie was the biggest.
Mm-hmm. Would have never thought that.
And then look at Tierra Marie, owing 50 cents, about $50,000. She's gonna so much of that. How did you even get involved with 50 Cent, where you would have to owe him all that money?
Child, I don't even remember what happened.
She don't remember what happened.
Yeah. This industry will tear your ass up. So The Rock, now this is a couple of years ago. You asked me, could Donald Trump be president? And I said, hell no. This is before Donald Trump even talked about running for president. This is for anything.
Who would vote for him?
Yeah, who would vote for him? Wow. That's exactly what I thought. Like, America's not dumb.
Were we wrong?
I'm going to ask you, do you think The Rock can be president?
After Donald Trump being president, anybody can be president. But do I want The Rock to be president? No. Stay in your lane. Just stay a movie star. Do you. No, I don't see The Rock. I don't even see The Rock involved in politics. I really don't.
I think he's going to do something soon. I don't know if he's going to run for president. If he might run for a mayor after he stops making films and stuff. I could see him running for mayor of a city. And you know what's so crazy? A lot of wrestlers get into politics. Like
they do. What's his name? Jesse Ventura.
Jesse
Remember
Ventura.
him?
Kane is the mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee. I believe Jerry Lawler tried to be mayor of Memphis, but I'm not sure if he ran. I mean, if he won. But I think he did win. But a lot of wrestlers, they try to get into politics. A lot of Republicans, and I'd be like, oh my god, and I'd be loving these wrestlers, and I'd be like,
do we even know where The Rock stands at politically?
I think The Rock is independent. But he did say he has voted for Republicans and he has voted for Democrats.
Yeah, everybody run, Rock, and he turn around and become a Republican. Then you'd be mad.
Right, bitch. Bitch. If he was a Republican,
then turn around and be a Donald Trump Republican.
Right. Oh,
then you'll really be mad. And then I'll be like, I told y'all stop saying you want these fucking people to be president. I keep telling y'all.
If he showed his true colors after being in the White House, I would be over it.
Because that's what Donald Trump did.
Yeah. No, he showed y'all before.
Well, I didn't know. Well, yeah. Well, before he, when he was running.
When he came in and said Mexicans are rapists and murderers.
Oh, yeah. And it worked for him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. Don't white folks.
Yes. Everybody's like, oh, now, if he wasn't letting our country, this wouldn't happen. What about those who are here that commit murders every day?
Right.
What do you say about that? If he wasn't born, my child would still be here. Oh, really? Okay. You know, but yeah, I would love to see The Rock as president. And now, like you see all these different polls about him, he even mentioned it, saying like, you know, thank you. On his new show called Young Rock, it's supposed to be like The Rock running for president in 2032. So I'm like, is this like his hints and stuff like that? Like, I don't know, but I think he has a great personality, and I do believe that he could be somebody. He's young enough. So he has old people as fans, young people as fans. Like, he has transcended generations now, like 2 generations. And I think that if he was the one to try to get people to come together, I think he could probably do it. But, you know, what I hate about politics now is you got people like Joe Manchin, who thinks that now, I could just say no because I want all of this power. But,
and they keep giving it to him.
Right. Like, you know what? Fuck him, because the Republicans are already showing you they don't give a fuck. If they're going around at all of these Republican states making up new voter laws without Democratic help or support, what makes you think that everything needs to be on a bipartisan level? It's not bipartisan. What I think is somebody has him by the balls.
Who?
Joe Manchin. Somebody has something on him too. And that's why he keeps disagreeing with a whole bunch of stuff. Like, he think the party revolves around him. No, it doesn't. And we need to be the Democratic Party that show the Republicans, if you want to do shit and pass shit on your own, we need to do the same thing. And stop being remorseful for everything, and stop thinking everything should be bipartisan. Let's do what the fuck we gotta do to help the people. Now, if y'all want to give us more money, I'm open to it, but I don't think we get no more money.
Oh, you're definitely not getting another step.
No more money.
That's over.
No more money.
So, the way everything is opening back up?
Yeah.
Hell
But
no.
see, Michigan, the way Michigan is fucked up, they said Michigan is the rate is 4 times higher than it was 2 weeks ago. I don't know what's going on with Michigan and COVID, but I do pray for y'all, and I hope that y'all get it together soon. Y'all, it's starting to get past my bedtime. It's 8:15, and I got a long work day tomorrow. So
what time do you get off?
I'm doing a whole day tomorrow, open and close.
What time is that?
6 to 8.
6 in the morning to 8 at night. How many breaks do you get? 2 or 1?
2.
2. Good.
2 breaks. But I'll be like, Tuesday's not too bad, but
look at it like this. At least you're sitting there saying, I'm making money.
right, and I'm sitting in front of a computer. I can sit in front of I can make money sitting in front of this computer too. Right. Start my OnlyFans.
But the only thing,
it's like
in August, Alsina had the nerve to say that OnlyFans keep hitting him up for
yes. Bitch, I forgot all about. See how forgettable he is now. He told that story about Jada and.
Right. He could have kept that to himself. Because Jada and Will are still together.
Yeah.
Nobody's thinking about him.
What a difference a year makes. They say what the difference a day makes, bitch. What a difference a year makes.
And wasn't that before COVID?
Yes. No.
It wasn't?
During COVID.
Oh.
During COVID.
Oh.
He came out with this song with Rick Ross called... I forgot the name of the song. What was that word that was just everywhere, bitch? Entanglements. Entanglements. Ain't nobody talking about that no more.
No, Kevin, nobody's talking about it no more. Nobody's talking about him. Nobody's talking about that.
His dick, nothing.
Nothing. They'll be talking about that again if he actually shows it.
I mean, you don't have to.
But I mean, he's already shown prints. And my whole thing is, these people are paying for these OnlyFans. Like, for instance, Trey Songz, for prime example. Mm-hmm. Trey Songz, somebody was on, I was on Twitter, and one of the people that I follow on Twitter was, they had reposted a picture of Trey Songz from his OnlyFans. And he was upset. The person was upset because they were saying that, oh, Trey Songz is not really showing anything. He just keeps showing these pictures of him in his underwear. And I didn't respond back, but I'm like, well, what the fuck did you think he was going to show?
Yeah.
He's not going to, he had that video where the girl was, sucking him off, whatever the case may be. But, I mean.
But did he show it?
Yeah, you see his thing in it. Yeah, she's sucking him off. And I think the one video where he's spitting that girl's mouth, too.
Yeah, that was nasty.
Yeah, it was really nasty. But the video where the girl suck him off, yeah, you see it. But then if you don't know that it's because he's recording it, so you don't see his face. So it's not like if you don't know that that's Trey Songz that you're looking at, you would never know that you know what I mean? You wouldn't know that, oh, that's Trey Songz dick. You hear him talking in it, but I mean he's sounding like sexual, like he's like, yeah. It's just like, come on, these celebrities are getting y'all to buy their OnlyFans, and they're making buku money off of it.
They said that girl Bad Baby, Bad Barbie.
Yeah, she made like over $1 million.
Child.
Yeah. And who would want to see her?
I don't even think she showed anything.
No.
This is just signing.
Remember when that boxer Adrian Broner was in her DMs? And she's
a kid.
Yeah, she was a kid too when he was in her DMs.
And
she exposed him.
Unstable.
Well, yeah, because he posts his feet too, and she exposed him too. She exposed screenshot of the DMs and everything.
He remind me of somebody else that ain't too bright. That's me.
Do I know?
Yes, you do.
Give me a hint. Lift the book up so I can say. Hello?
Another boxer. From Philly.
The one that got caught up? Oh.
The one we did a video about a long time ago.
No.
He kept defending him and defending him and her.
Oh. You think he's slow?
Bitch,
wait, who's on the...
Yes!
I don't think he's slow. I just think he's in the closet. Well, I know he's in the closet.
He don't make smart decisions.
Well, I mean, hello, what? None of them do. None of them fucking do. I don't think he's slow. Well, you probably look at him different. I don't think he's slow. I just think he's just dumb.
Are you
Adrian
dumb?
Broner is dumb. Is slow.
Oh yeah.
Do you see his feet when he posts his feet? Oh my God, Kevin.
The girls don't care about that. First of all,
Kevin, his feet are, when I say horrible, I think almost every toenail is black. Like it's a fungus. Oh. And he posts them proudly. Oh, he posts his feet proudly. He'll post them all on his Instagram, and the Shade Room will post them, and it's just like, why
is the bottom of his feet clean? Like,
you don't get the bottom of his feet, you just get his nails. It's just like, ugh. And I think he got corns and bunions all on his feet. His feet is tore up. Yeah. He was in her DMs a few years ago, and she had screenshotted it and posted it. And she was the one who exposed him. Like, well, why is he in my DMs? And he was trying to come at her like, I was like, what the hell? Then he came out to defend himself. Oh, I didn't know she was her age. What do you mean? Yes, you did. You knew that was a child. All y'all know is a child. You just think you can get away with it. Right.
Hey, everybody, we're going to go. Make sure that y'all listen to the Scorpion Show podcast. Again, all the links are down below. Make sure y'all check out our video with Lonnie Bee from this past Saturday. If you missed last week's video, go check it out. Mikkel and I will be back later this week with a new podcast. This month is flying. It's flying. Today is April the 12th. By the weekend, it'll be the 15th when we're back on. But I know that don't matter. But time is just flying, y'all. Time is flying.
They said somebody broke in Sissy Houston house, and I said, "Oh my God!"
Today?
Yesterday I think it was. I was on this Whitney Houston fan page, and I guess they had a police report that somebody broke into her apartment.
I thought she had a condo.
Yeah, I just said apartment.
Oh, and
Kevin, they breaking into these celebrities' houses.
Oh my God!
You thinking of breaking into somebody's apartment?
Oh my! Praise.
Why would you break into the 87-year-old woman's apartment?
I hope she wasn't home.
I'm lying.
Oh. I'm done with you. Go home, Go to work, bitch.